after I got delivered, then I continued going to college for years. I went to college for 10 years. I got a bunch of degrees. I always loved education. So I hate to say this, but I kind of fell away from God for a while because I just got so into my education. And education kind of became my God for a while. I have to say, I just was so driven to excel. And I did. I mean, I worked on a master's degree, on a Ph.D. When I was working on my Ph.D., I was selected to, and I was always honors of everything. I was selected to train other PhD students, graduate students to teach. So I was just excelling. And so it really, really became my God. And I even quit going to church for a while. So I'm so, that's so sad that happened, but it can happen. Now I'm going to skip ahead a bunch of years. I met a guy in college and we got married, and it ended up going very badly. And we got divorced after 3 years. And so after we got divorced, the divorce was kind of messy, and the whole thing, it threw me into this terrible, terrible depression again. And I was depressed, suicidally depressed from this for 6 years. And I started abusing alcohol during that time. During that time, because of my state of mind, it allowed that demon to come back. And so she came back. So she was gone for over a decade, and then she came back. I let her come back, basically. It can happen. We know, we've been talking about that and seeing Jesus' teaching about demons in the Gospels, and he says they can come back, if you don't maintain your deliverance. And that is exactly what happened to me. I know the moment she came back, she came in, started yelling, talking to me. She said, I'm back, and when she came back, I lost my will to live. That was the last straw. It's like, I don't even want to live anymore, not if I have to go through this again. And so now I'm not going to tell this whole story tonight because I've told it before. But it was during this time that I attempted suicide, and I actually, by taking sleeping pills, and I actually died, and I had an out-of-body death experience. And God sent 4 angels to help me call for help before I died. And because God did that, then an ambulance came and they brought me back to life in the hospital. And so I've told about this several times. It is in my book. If you're interested in near-death experiences, I tell all the details in this book, if you're interested, but I also have told about it in my podcast. So I'm going to come back later and I'm going to add a link right here to one of those times in my podcast that I tell about the story. So if you want to hear all the details of that, you don't have to buy the book. You can just watch me tell about it in one of my other podcasts. But anyway, so it was during that time that I experienced dying. And when I came back to life, I was still suicidally depressed, but I didn't want to die anymore. And so that scared me. And so at that point, I started seeing a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist put me on a cocktail of pills. I was taking sleeping pills, mood stabilizers, and antidepressants. And I went through 3 years in a prescription drug fog. Because of that. I talk about that a lot in my book as well, because I was trying to fix a spiritual problem with pills, and that doesn't work.